This is TWiT.
There's another product Apple announced that is not going to ship for 6 months, which is unusual for them. And it was a Mac, of all things. It's the new iMac Pro, which is now famously a few weeks ago, Apple did this thing where they met with a bunch of journalists and they said they're really committed to professional Mac users and they're going to do a new Mac Pro. And the way the story goes is that this iMac Pro was actually designed at a point when there wasn't going to be a new Mac Pro. And they needed to create something that was a replacement for the Mac Pro because they were going to make people mad by discontinuing it. And the answer was, what if we made a Mac Pro that was also an iMac? And it's going to be in space gray because I guess that's a faster color than silver. And it's going to come out in December. And it starts at, what, 8 core Xeons and goes up to an 18-core Xeon. It has AMD Radeon Vega graphics, up to 16 gigs of VRAM. It starts, mind you, at $5,000. And I'm pretty sure you will easily be able to get one into the tens, into the 5 figures. So I'm curious what you all think about this one, because it is an iMac unlike any other. And who's going to buy this and who's this for? Harry?
Well, you guys are the Mac experts, so I'm a little worried about expressing an opinion, but
again, please share.
I mean, that said, I sort of got the sense from all the Mac news, and they announced an awful lot of Macs at this event, although some of them were minor bumps. But there was this long period where people were even talking about the possibility that the Mac was being phased out, and many people were complaining about the componentry in Macs being slow and out of date. And I feel like, maybe they said, you think we can't put really powerful components into a Mac? Fine, we'll take the iMac.
Fine.
And we will put as much powerful stuff into it as we can to a point where there might be a fairly small audience for this system, but nobody can again say that we're not going to build powerful Macs.
Yeah, I think they're willing to have this not sell a huge number, which was always the argument about the Mac Pro. Like, you need to have something at the high end, even if you don't sell a lot of them. Micah, what do you think?
Well, first of all, it is absolutely gorgeous, and I was drooling looking at it whenever it first kind of showed up. I think this is really exciting. I've always liked the iMac design, and so knowing the story that you just told now about how this was going to be the replacement, I would have been happy. Unfortunately, a lot of the people that I would imagine both you and I follow on Twitter would be very displeased with the fact that, and Apple would be doomed because they weren't releasing a Mac Pro. So now they are, and so maybe they're not doomed, but probably still are doomed. And this iMac Pro is it's really, really neat. It's out of my price range probably, but it is certainly a device that I would enjoy owning, just because I do a lot of video production work and photo manipulation and stuff like that, and it would be really nice to have a desktop computer that can do all of that stuff and more. I think what ended up being more of a highlight for everybody who I was paying attention to was the fact that you've also got the space gray Magic keyboard and Magic trackpad, and that was interesting. Apple certainly sees this as kind of like its own little package of awesomeness, and I loved the point when they were like, we didn't just stop at this many cores, we also offer this many cores, and not just that, but even this many cores. So, there's a market out there, a very small market, but yeah, I think Apple's going to be fine with that. This is a device made for the particular person that wants it, and they will buy it, and they will probably be happy with it, and that's great. I would love to see the Space Gray come to more iMacs, but until that happens, I will just have to stare longingly at this new iMac Pro.
This is if you're going to spend $5,000 on an iMac, you get the special color. I think that's definitely the case.